Hey, Bruin fans, this is David Singleton, and you're listening to the Once Bruin Show. Go Bruins.
You're listening to the What's Bruin Show, part of the What's Bruin Show network, with your hosts, Jake Berryfield and Mike Regalado, and occasionally some friends, talking all things UCLA sports. And now, it's time for the What's Bruin Show.
Hello and welcome to What's Brewing. I am your host, Jake Berryfield, and in a few minutes we're going to get right back to our double episode we did with Bruin Troy and the Godfather, Bendat. Hope you enjoy it. It's the What's Bruin Show on the What's Bruin Show network. Thank you so much for your support. We're on Twitter, X, whatever, at What's Bruin Show. What's Bruin Show at gmail.com is the email. whatsbruin.substack.com or patreon.com/Bruin Show or whatsbruinshow.com for the for just a couple bucks a month. You can help send the show into the future. And then the hotline is 805-399-4WBS, Second Bruin Troy. And speaking of them, they are here with us on this episode. So let's get right to the second half of our big giant double episode talking about the Big Ten and what's brewing with you. Here we go.
I do want to ask a couple more questions. Michael, your next tier that you had is called what?
Probably annoying to play, but beatable.
Probably annoying to play, but beatable.
And this is like the meat of the conference. Minnesota, Michigan State, Wisconsin, Rutgers, and UCLA. Like, these are all teams that I think that will be annoying as hell to play. They are going to lose games that they shouldn't. They are also going to give teams a hard time fairly often. Of those who I have the most confidence in, probably Minnesota. They're like a quarterback away from being in trouble. But
Tell me why you're rowing the boat.
Yeah. The schedule's nice. They get their automatic losses, right? At Oregon, at Ohio State. But like those are such automatic losses that you can just not think about.
At Cal too, pal. At Cal.
Okay.
Night game.
Yeah.
Night game at
Megan's
Cal.
gonna be there marching. You dick.
Yeah.
Go Bears.
Legitimately,
9:30 p.m. Minnesota time for
Yeah.
that kickoff.
And they get Northwestern State too, not just Northwestern, but Northwestern State. Their road games are so hard that like you just forget about them.
Let me talk about one of those road games.
Yeah.
Minnesota at Northwestern at Wrigley Field.
That's
right.
going to be great.
Wrigley? Oh,
Yeah.
love that.
Northwestern has played about 5 games at Wrigley Field.
Have they won any of them?
0. This is the one. Minnesota.
This is what I want
that
to
will
hear.
be the one.
As long as Kyle Tucker isn't flipping the coin, I think they might have a chance. I look at Minnesota though. Like I like the schedule because the teams that they need to beat to move up in the standings, they get at home. Rutgers, Nebraska, Purdue, Michigan State, and Wisconsin. Like those are the teams that for them they need to beat. If they beat them at home, there's a world in which they go 8-4, 9-3, and they could end up being like ranked like 24 at the end of the season or whatever, and just feel good about themselves.
I feel that. Okay, so Alicia, of the teams that you don't have like fighting for the playoffs or locked into the playoffs, of the teams that are, but also not just in the absolute bottom dwellers, cellar dwellers. Michael, we called this tier what?
Probably annoying to play, but beatable.
Thank you.
Okay,
Give me the ones that you think are the best in that tier.
We've left a team out though.
Oh, I want to get back to Iowa, by the way, later.
Yes, well, because
you want to talk about Iowa
I want
right
to talk
now?
about Iowa.
Oh.
Let's talk about Iowa right now.
Hold on, really quick.
Go ahead.
In my notes, I have one sentence.
What?
It's Iowa.
Yeah.
10-2 or 7-5. The only 2 options ever.
Yeah.
I
Do
like
they?
that.
Do they?
I did.
Holy shit, I
had
have them
written
at
on my notes.
7-5.
Do they find
Exactly.
I had Iowa on my list, so let's talk about Iowa right now.
Do they find some semblance of an offense?
No.
I mean, probably not. But
Do
like,
they need
I think
They got a quarterback
they
now.
got a new quarterback. He's an interesting dude. Like, I don't know. It's entirely possible. I'm not saying that they're going to be like a great offense, but they could be a semi-competent offense.
They had a decent offense last year, didn't they? And like UCLA beat them, but we knocked their quarterback out of the game.
I mean, they had an offense that wasn't like the worst offense you've ever seen, which is an upgrade.
Which is good for Iowa.
They didn't have
yeah.
a UCLA offense, so there's
No.
that.
So the thing about Iowa, though, and I have a complaint, by the way, about the Big Ten. Having spent my entire college football life integrated in Pac-12
Rip
and
Pac-12.
being able to look alphabetically for teams and knowing generally where an I team should be,
Right.
and Iowa should not be the third
many I's
team on
and
the
M's.
damn
Yeah.
freaking thing. They
You're
should be
right.
somewhere in
3
the middle.
I's,
Okay.
4 M's, 2 N's, and that's the top half.
I
This is
thought
a dumb conference.
I
It's
thought
a
I
dumb
was
conference.
I thought I was going crazy
That
because I was
pisses me-
looking for Iowa and I was like, where are they?
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
When I first started covering UCLA years ago, like I mean, I you know the Pac-12 teams, but when you have to write articles and all that just to keep it just off the top of your head, boom, 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 boom. I knew alphabetically, top to bottom, who the 12 were.
Yeah.
First year of the Big Ten, same thing. I was like, we're starting with
We're
I?
starting with
There are no
I.
A's or
Oh, our
B's or
heads are
C's or
spinning.
D's or E's or F or I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell is this crap?
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. But
Iowa.
Okay. Iowa weirdly is going to determine the fate of the Big Ten. This is my take.
Do tell.
If Iowa has an offense, they host Indiana. They host Penn State.
That's true.
They host Oregon. They go to USC and they go to Nebraska. Those are tough games, but like those are two of the flawed teams that we've talked about that certainly aren't that certainly are beatable at home if they're not, everything's not going well. Like Iowa could be a team that just sneakily ends up being 10-2. It
It's
could be a
absolutely true.
team that sneakily ends up being 11-1.
That's the most Iowa thing ever.
yeah, sneaking up on you. So like
You also missed 2 of their home opponents.
who?
UMass and UAlbany.
Oh yeah, UMass and
they
UAlbany.
love schools that are U blank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this schedule is very
Why
manageable.
where's UConn? Like, what no love for Jim Moore over here?
So the thing is, like, Iowa does sort of fit into the category of like could be like will be annoying to play but beatable. Certainly they fit that mold if the offense is, doesn't really take a step forward. But if Iowa turns out to be consistently capable of like finding the end zone every once in a while, this is a team that could wreck the season for a lot of, like, they could wreck Penn State's season. They could wreck Indiana's season. They could wreck Oregon's season, considering the conversation we've had about all of those teams so far tonight.
I think you're very right. about that.
I could see
point.
that, but I don't think it would be on a consistent weekly basis.
That's the issue.
I could see, sometimes an underdog wins once or twice a season. I could see Iowa maybe doing that 3, 4, maybe 5 times this year.
pencil in one of the two. One of Penn State or Oregon is losing at Iowa.
I think you're right about that. I could very well happen.
I mean, you know what? Anything can happen. So yes, but if they did that consistently, which I do not have confidence in them doing that, yes, and obviously that would propel them to the top of the Big Ten. But they have been so underwhelming.
Oh yeah,
And yes, their offense is
They're
getting
Utah,
better.
right? They're Big Ten Utah.
they are Big Ten
They're
Utah.
definitely Big Ten Utah.
Like
Without
I would say they're Big
a
Ten
bunch-
Arizona.
But
without a
when
bunch
Big-
of Pacific Islanders.
When Utah found Cam Rising,
They're the
suddenly
corn-fed
they were,
Utah of the Big Ten.
If they find their Cam Rising and their Cam Rising doesn't get injured every year,
like the home road splits too. Like
Yeah.
Iowa on the road, like going to SC. Like I'm not remotely worried about that game.
I am.
I don't know why. It's Iowa.
You shouldn't be
But-
because
but like-
UCLA beat Iowa last year.
This is true.
And not the quarterback.
if
It
that
should
game
not
is-
be.
If that game's in Iowa City, like
Stay on
I'm
target.
calling it like an automatic loss.
Godfather.
Alicia was just talking about her pet peeves. Pet peeves, alphabetical. I have a pet peeve.
Please.
And it deals with SC and Penn State.
Okay.
Oh God.
Names on the back of uniforms.
Correct. I do not like teams that don't have their names on the back.
Wow.
I do like it. I do like it.
No,
I do.
I'm gonna explain. And Notre Dame is in that category too. Except Notre Dame
Playoffs.
always adds names when
Postseason.
Postseason. SC and Penn State don't, and I think it's horse shit. And another reason, I say that for a couple of reasons. SC doesn't even sell game programs anymore or give them away. There's no programs. That used to be part of the deal. We don't have names on the back because we want you to buy a program. Now they have no programs and no names on the
What's
back.
your excuse, SC?
And
You know, if you're a real
You play
fan,
for the
you would
team on
know
the
who the
front.
players are. Okay, I'm just saying.
and I know some fans or some schools will take the position, well, it's a team game, and we don't want to emphasize any individual, and we're just playing for the team. However, the best explanation I ever heard for putting the names on the back. Can't even remember which coach it was, but the explanation was, you're playing not only for the logo on the front or the name in some cases, but you're also playing for your family.
That's right.
You got your family out there in the stands. You're playing, and you want to represent your family well.
You want to see that name on the back of the jersey?
Rather than going out and committing crimes and so on, and nobody knows
Jumping
who
out
you
of
are.
windows, breaking her ankles.
To be honest, it is 2025, and I'm shocked that USC hasn't already made that change. I thought the moment that NIL came in place that USC would break down and do the names on the jerseys.
What do you think?
I think it's inevitable.
What do you think will happen first? USC has names on the back of their jersey, or an alternate jersey?
Alternate.
Or an
Alternate.
FCS team.
Well,
I
was gonna laugh at the FCS team, but like USC's just gonna find every
Almost!
FCS team that's gonna go to the
SC
FCS, and we're gonna be fine.
the
Dude,
only
nobody's going to care about the FCS. We don't play FCS.
we SC's the only school who's
I
never played
care.
an FCS team,
I care.
and they're the only school to never put a name on the back. Penn State did it under Bill
well,
O'Brien.
after the
Yeah.
sanctions.
Yeah, to
So-
recognize the players for not transferring, they put names in the back and then they took them off. But like, I like not having the names off for history reasons. I do think that sometimes jerseys look better with names on the back, like aesthetically. Notre Dame looks wrong to me because there shouldn't be names there. So when they have names, it bothers me. But if I look at an Oklahoma jersey, I think there was a year where Oklahoma took the names off. Then they looked wrong. The Cubs in 2005 took names off the back of the jerseys. It drove me insane.
So do the Dodgers.
Yeah, and it looked wrong, right? But yet the Giants not having names, the Red Sox not having names looks right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So much of this is just because
It's just
that's what you
tradition.
know. Like
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
you know and expect. So like, no, I don't want names on the back. I don't think they'll ever put names on the back, but I think they will crack and do an alternate jersey at some point.
They've already done the alternate throwback.
yeah.
That's one step. It's the alternates are coming for sure. I am sympathetic to your complaint about this. 100%.
It helps fans get to know the players.
from a
when
practical
you're watching
perspective.
TV, it's just a bunch of numbers.
Yes.
I want to
It
see the name.
saves from the very awkward. There's two number 4s, and they are both.
No, but that's great because I
They
can
look
buy
different.
a number 2 jersey and I don't have to declare who I'm buying it for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
but
makes
that's
sense.
the best part, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's
because
my
you
favorite
buy
part.
a number 2 jersey for Robert Woods, and then
it's valid.
then it's an Adoree Jackson jersey.
Yeah,
like
it's-
that's cool.
it's my
Like,
favorite
That's
thing.
neat.
Okay, stay on target.
That's
Sorry.
I'm
really
not
quickly.
talking about
that,
buying.
that is
Yeah,
a, that is,
on the field identifying. Yes,
historically that actually is a good point. Historically, that could be like it's anybody's guess. Who I know why I bought it, but at the same time, especially not bad time for basketball season. But I went to Ackerman, walked through, and I saw a Kiki Rice jersey. I'm like, yes, I didn't get it. I was busy doing other stuff, but I was like, that is a jersey I would love to get.
Did it say Rice?
I would, yeah.
Or just have the number?
It had her name.
Oh, interesting.
And as well as oh my God, how am I forgetting the best player in the nation?
Lauren Betts.
Lauren Betts. Just to see that name with that number, I also saw the men's jerseys and I was like, yeah, that just seems normal. But to see that player and that number, I get it. I totally get it. I get where you're coming from. So.
Stay on target. By the way, it should be a note here that Godfather started his complaint talking about the programs and not being able to match the names. Or the reason that SC had him was so that they could sell more programs. Godfather, incidentally, is probably in the world, certainly at some point of his life, top 3 in the world of collecting programs.
You should check to see if you have a world.
Absolutely.
This could be.
Absolutely,
Do
Godfather.
you know
about
how
that.
many programs
Absolutely.
you have? We should get this
He's
going.
got walls and walls of them.
A
even
couple
though he's,
thousand.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
A couple thousand,
It's
yeah.
not that many
Hey,
compared to other people.
Yeah, I saw your collection like 10 years ago, and it was astounding. I'm sure, you have asked me to get you programs, so it has grown and grown. You send us text
coulda
pictures like,
bought-
"Oh, guess where I'm at? I'm in Tennessee.
He
I'm
could
in
have
Alabama."
he could have bought a Vegas casino for how much he sold his Muhammad Ali collection for. I'm just telling you that right
Right?
now. It was a mint. Anyways, Godfather, wonderful collector extraordinaire. But stay on target. Who's going to be the worst team in the Big Ten, and why is it Purdue?
It's Purdue.
One returning starter.
Yeah.
And they're bringing in an offense. I think is interesting, the go-go offense, but like
They also play 25 top 25 teams. It's just insane.
it's a brutal schedule.
How do they fit those in?
Yeah, they're bringing in a new offense with completely new players. Yes, there's a world in which like we just don't know how good they could be, and they end up 5-7. But like, the upshot there is like a 4-8 season. Like that's good for them at this point. Like
I don't even see that. Just
like-
looking at even against the quote unquote crappy teams in the Big Ten,
Yeah.
it's just like just looking at the roster across the field. Purdue is just
Barry
trash.
Odom wasn't even good at Missouri.
Yeah.
Like I know that he was good at UNLV for 2 years, but I don't know. I'm not buying it. My bottom tier
Yeah,
is
no.
labeled they're just bad. And it's Purdue, Maryland, and I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Godfather.
God.
It's Northwestern.
Don't say it.
After
Yeah,
watching,
unfortunately I have.
After watching USC lose to Maryland last year, I wake up in a cold sweat thinking about USC losing to Purdue
Yeah,
in September.
I'm here for that. But
Weird things.
I
happen in
haven't
West
ordered
Lafayette.
Northwestern,
Weird things
Maryland, and
happen.
Purdue.
I'm
I
really
have a
hoping.
weird feeling about Maryland.
I'm hoping they lose to in the Clay Helton Bowl, but I'll take Purdue.
Like, okay, Maryland at least has an offense.
Yeah, go Terps.
They don't play anything else, but
Yeah.
they have an offense where like they could be entertaining but bad.
Godfather.
I don't think
the thing
the
about
other
the
two
thing, the
teams
thing
are-
about their
could
offense
be
is that
either.
they have former UCLA quarterback Justin Martin, who
There you go.
is
Big
a
Martin.
dual threat quarterback,
who
but he
led the Bruins to a 7-50 defeat at Penn State. I mean, very proud of him.
Yeah, he didn't do much when he was at UCLA, but I mean, there is that one thing at Inglewood. Was it 2-3 years ago now, where they scored 100 points?
Always up no good.
But apparently he wasn't good enough to get more playing time on the field at UCLA last year in this offense. So I don't see that quarterback play is going to be the deciding factor of this being a good offense.
Godfather, go ahead.
Now, you recall the name of the bowl that SC won last season?
The SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl.
Correct. Do you realize who the last two winners of the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl are? SC and Northwestern.
Is it Northwestern?
Go Cats!
Northwestern
Let's
beat
go.
Utah 2 years ago. I was there.
Go Cats. So Godfather, tell me about Northwestern this year. I want to. I think we kind of covered the conference as well as we're going to cover it. Now I want to get into our expertise, right? And I want to talk to Raina Troy about how they perceive the Bruins. I want to talk about Mike about how he perceives the Trojans, and we can kind of do a crosstalk on that. But first and foremost, I want to get to the Cats. And Godfather, tell us about the Cats and why do they have an over/under of like 3.5? And do you think they're going to be better than that or worse than that? Tell me about the Cats.
If I were betting, I would bet over
Oh.
3.5.
I like that.
Not much over.
Yeah.
But they were 4-8 last year with no offense, no quarterback.
Yeah.
Now they
You got a quarterback.
Got a quarterback transferred from SMU. His name is Preston Stone.
Yep.
He
Good
was
name.
their starter 2 years ago and
Yep.
was quite good. Threw a lot of touchdowns compared with picks. He didn't play much last year. He got injured, then he was beaten out, so that was that. And he transferred, and here he is in Evanston. So that is big room for optimism. Got Cam Porter, running back for about his 8th year. He's had lots of injuries along the way, but he's back. Got a couple good receivers. I think they can pull off some upsets. I hate the fact that one of them could be over UCLA.
I don't like that at all.
It could happen.
We don't want to see that.
I mean, that rinky-dink little stadium, I went to one game there last year. I'm not going back.
Godfather advised me not to go to that game.
Have you been to Hawaii? The Hawaii Stadium?
I have not.
Because I want to know a comparison between the two. They're both temporary stadiums. Like, is one of them
Hawaii's
better than
bigger. Hawaii's got 15,000.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
11.
Like, even
It's really small.
That's small for a
Northwestern's right on the
soccer
lake.
stadium.
It looks pretty.
And 95.
that's why I want to go.
looks cool.
95% of the seats are at least
bad.
are in the end zone
That's the bad part.
because of Lake Michigan. You can't put any seats in
Well,
Lake
what about the
Michigan.
opposite side of Lake Michigan?
They've got about 5 rows on the opposite.
The opposite side is Michigan.
They've
Those-
got, they've
those
got almost,
Illinois and
they've got almost no room. It's a practice field that's right next to their lacrosse field. It's so there's just there are no good seats.
Yeah, no, I could imagine. No, Hawaii's looks. I mean, just visually on TV, Hawaii's looks so much. Like, Hawaii's looks like an FCS stadium, which you're like,
Yeah.
you look at it like,
Yeah,
oh,
or-
if it was an FCS team, you'd be like, oh yeah, I get it.
That's right. It looks like a stadium.
Northwesterns look like
it looks like a beautiful view of Lake Michigan.
But you got Preston playing quarterback. and you got the Wildcats, and they look like they're at Tulane. What's your confidence level on at Tulane?
I think Tulane's like an 8.5, 9-point favorite,
Oof.
which is probably about right. They got the quarterback who transferred from BYU.
Yeah.
So, and the game is at 11 a.m. local time in New Orleans in late August. It's going to be tough. I don't see Northwestern winning that game.
Only 9 points?
Yeah, right. I know it could be more.
Damn,
Then you got Western
Tulane has
Illinois.
fallen.
Yeah. Then you got Western Illinois.
That's
then you
a
got
win.
Oregon.
I don't think that'll be a win.
And you got UCLA.
You never know.
You never know. ULM.
Louisiana Monroe for Northwestern's homecoming.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
And then you go at Penn State, host Purdue.
We
At Nebraska.
I forgot we host Purdue. That's
host Purdue.
That's a third
That's a
win.
win right there. Yeah. At Nebraska.
One more.
At SC.
At Nebraska, at SC, like
Michigan.
We've beaten Nebraska at Nebraska
I was
a
gonna
number of times.
I was going to say that Northwestern just sort of catching Nebraska when they're unawares does.
You never know.
sound
A lot of teams look past Northwestern.
And then Minnesota at
that's my
Illinois.
fear with USC.
That's right. SC will probably look past them. So that would be glorious if Northwestern
Redeem the Rose
came out
Bowl.
here and won.
There's 2 lock wins there and a few probablys. And so like you put
gotta get
those
the
together,
4.
you get the over. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. Who is Northwestern's rival?
Illinois.
Yeah. And how bitter is that rival? Because when I think of college football rivals, Northwestern Illinois doesn't jump out to me, but
No. In fact, it's always Thanksgiving weekend, and there's always empty seats. Students go home for Thanksgiving.
Bigger rivals.
It's not like Alabama, Auburn, and other games that are the same day. Or Ohio State, Michigan's always the same day. So
What do Northwestern
they do
people
have a trophy though, and it's a nice trophy. It's a hat. It's called the Land of Lincoln Trophy. It's a
There you
top
go.
hat.
I do like that.
And
I do
they
like
say,
that.
and they say that we're playing for the hat.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Jake, what's the middle word in this podcast?
What's Bruin Show? Bruin.
Can we talk about that?
In a minute.
Really quick. I got a
We're
really
saving
quick,
the best for last.
a really quick Northwestern question here. How I feel like Northwestern is the biggest victim of U Chicago dropping football. Because if U Chicago was still in the Big Ten,
That was 1939 was their last.
I know,
year.
but I'm
Long
saying
time ago.
I was like,
that
when did that
rivalry-
happen? I
that
don't remember
rivalry
that
would
at
be
all.
cracking. Like that would be
Well,
great.
as a result, Northwestern calls itself Chicago's Big Ten team.
Yeah,
Right.
They couldn't do that otherwise.
yeah.
Well, it's not
It
like
would
a
be fun.
Champaign Urbana. I mean, even though the Bears when they were destroying Soldier Field, renovating.
They
The
played down
spaceship,
there.
yeah.
It's like a spaceship on top of on top of the Coliseum. It looks stupid. Yeah, they played there 2 seasons, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's that was the closest place that they could play. Yeah, no, Northwestern is solidly Chicago's.
When I was in school in 1970, the Bears actually played one regular season game at Northwestern.
Nice.
They played the Eagles.
Was
Go
Wrigley
Birds.
busy at the time? Because they left Wrigley in 71, I think. 72.
71 was the first year at Soldier Field.
Yeah.
So 70, their last year at Wrigley Field, they played one game. And the reason was because of the Cubs, they would always have to readjust the field and put temporary stands out there in the
Wait,
outfield.
the Bears played in Wrigley Field?
Yes. Gail Sayers never played at
Damn,
Soldier Field.
I don't know this.
The Bears
Part
played
of
there beginning in the 20s.
How many seasons?
All the way through 1970.
The
Oh,
Soldier
damn.
Field is like the Rose Bowl. Like it was not being used for most of its life, which is mind-boggling.
Why?
Good question.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went to three Bears games in Wrigley Field back there in the late 60s. It was fun.
Okay, this is.
That's why Wrigley has the
You know, what?
notches.
Screw the Bruins. We need to get more into history. This is
The
awesome.
Godfather. The Godfather is a gift.
He
to
brings
us all,
it, so-
and that's why we need
If-
to enjoy it.
If you look at the Wrigley outfield, there's 2 notches in right and left field. Like that would be part of like how they would reconfigure.
My dream in life
Okay.
is to have like a 10-run episode of just Michael and the Godfather talking like Chicago sports. I think that would be
fun.
wonderful. So we need to set that up. But these are two folks, different generations for sure.
Thanks,
but
WGN.
same sort of mindset.
What's your
So I
favorite
love
brown
it.
line stop?
Oh dear God.
You got a favorite brown line stop?
Round line, what's that mean?
The red line stop?
When I was there, they didn't even have colors. They didn't have colors for the lines.
All right, all right.
And that includes the people.
But I like the purple line because that's the one that goes
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
All right. All right. Stay
got
on
the
target.
Purple Line
Stay on
Express.
target. Stay on target. Stay on target. But. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the local schools. I know Mike's been raring, champing the bit for the local schools. We're gonna start with SC.
Little bit. I've been telling people about why I have this certain prediction, and
It's okay, Mike. It's okay. So,
I
Mike,
know I love this.
I want you to tell me what you think about SC this year, and I want you to bounce it off of Raina Troy and Godfather too. I want you to. You already kind of gave your SC opinion. You're worried that the Trojans could overachieve this year, which is not going to be a great thing in my mind. But Mike, how do you feel about? Thanks, Sarah. I needed some ice, but it's okay. I'll do without.
Your wife is lovely, and
My
you
wife is
shall
lovely,
not
thank you.
say a word.
Okay.
How
Anyways,
dare you? Who the hell do you
how
think you
dare I?
are?
Anywho, thank you, Terrence and Philip. Mike, give me your take on SC this year, and then Raina Troy, tell me whether it's reasonable or not.
Okay, like
Stop saying like.
honestly, like, all right. So like, okay.
We're on the
Sorry,
Totally,
sorry. I'm,
bro.
yeah, I'm sorry. The thing with USC is
Thanks,
just they've just been underwhelming. It seems like they should not have been a 15-11 team. How are you going to lose to Maryland?
This is my
It's
question.
How's
just
Chip Kelly going to start
it's-
seasons 0 and fucking 11?
you know it's we had a friend of the show who has kind of disappeared off the planet.
Rest in peace.
Who freaking just almost had a heart attack on Twitter when Lincoln Riley was hired,
His name
saying
was Hannah.
that they're going to win all the championships and UCLA is going to be irrelevant. Blah 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 blah.
Hey,
And
the Godfather saying Chip Chimney, Drew when Chip got hired. same fucking
true,
thing.
true.
3 years later.
But it just and even when dumpLin bolted across town,
Did you say it right, Mike? Michael?
No, but I'm not judging.
Keep going. I fight with him about how to say Danton. I'm saying whatever. Danton, fuck him. He's an SC.
I'll say what I'll say, Jake.
No,
This is my
supporting you.
podcast.
I'm
This
supporting
is
you.
my podcast.
I'm supporting you right now, brother.
So, Danton Lyonnais is no, he's a damn good defensive coordinator. Like one of the reasons USC hung in there last year, had a better second half of the season, was because the defense was the saving grace. And I just don't see. I see a lot of pundits saying Maeva is like, oh, he's going to come up. He's going to be this, the savior for USC. And I'm like, I don't see it. Kind of like Dante Moore.
You want more?
I don't want more. I just don't see. From what we've been told, actually, let me go back. It's so bizarre to see the offense that was run at Oklahoma and what Riley has brought to USC, especially with all the recruits, all the solid offensive linemen, that there's just it's just weird. It's like he's trying to strut down the street and he stubs his toe and steps on a crack and falls and all that,
Breaks
and
his own
still trying to, gets up and is like, oh yeah, I'm still like, has this swagger. And it's just like, do you not see the disconnect from what you're trying to put out there as opposed to what is actually on the field? And it's just bizarre that the offense with a Heisman winning quarterback,
F that guy.
you know what? Yeah. It just seems, again, trying to be as unbiased as possible. I'm just like,
We're very good at
how has this not come together? And because of that, I just don't kind of see USC, advancing, maybe rising a little
Mike,
bit.
where do you have
Maybe
them picked? What's your record for them?
my record. What did I have? All right. Oh, now you make me go into my book, my book of secrets and all that. By the way, $11.99 at Staples, from recycled bottles. What do I have? USC. I have USC at 7-5 and 5-4. I'm just trying to be as unbiased as. Whoa.
Godfather's
Whoa.
playing the hits. Sorry, we're boring the Godfather.
He's trying to build it up.
You have them at 7-5. I'm like worst case scenario for SC 6-6, which God help me if they are 6-6.
I was thinking about that, but
help
I'm
us
thinking
all,
that
Jake.
they could. Again, there are teams
The
like
schedule seems a little too favorable for 6-6, but I think
I feel like that's true.
7-5. I think is fair.
which is weird because it shouldn't be. They should be a 10-2 team.
Everything you said
that's
is spot on with the exception of one thing, which is the offensive line being good. Because the offensive line is bad.
That's my biggest concern about these guys.
I think that's
at least in my opinion, it seemed, especially in the last 2 seasons, it seemed like it started out good and then just fizzled.
well because they had a All-American candidate in Andrew Voorhees, and then they
Which
had
is the best name ever. I swear to God, I
it's
love
a good
that.
name. Brett Nealon, who was really good. Like those two guys got hurt in the Utah game, along with Caleb Williams, and that's why they lose that game and don't go to the playoff in year one. And if they go to the playoff in year one and they get in a shootout with Michigan, who knows? Like Michigan beat TCU, but TCU held them in a shootout, and then all of a sudden, SC is the team that gets absolutely creamed by Georgia. Who knows? Doesn't matter. The point is, the offensive line has taken steps back since then, and so
Is it better this year?
How could
no,
it
I
possibly
think
be?
it's worse. I think it's worse.
How could it possibly
Really?
They
be?
could potentially have 2 walk-ons playing this year on the
Right
offensive
now,
line.
Wow, I have
Two
no,
different
like, it's bad.
walk-ons
I've
are
read a
pushing for starting jobs.
Yeah.
Muy
And
malo.
then you add in the
I missed
questions
that.
of Maeva, and like it's dicey. Like SC's best lineman got poached away by Oregon for NIL stuff, and if the offensive line is good and they give Maeva time and allow him to develop, I think they could have something, especially with the defense keeping them in games.
Yeah.
And I
In
agree
a
with that.
conference that doesn't have superstar offensive power. Like we were just talking about on our podcast earlier today. Which passing offense on USC's schedule is scary? There isn't one.
Yeah.
Oregon, I guess. Like it's probably Oregon, maybe Nebraska, but like nobody else.
UCLA at the end of the year.
Like nobody else has the scary passing offense like we saw in the Pac-12 for
Yeah.
years and years and years, right?
Yet.
And so, like, the defense, that makes it so much easier on the defense to be strong. But the offense being the one that's like the limiting factor for a Lincoln Riley team is bizarre.
Correct.
But I think it also goes back to the offensive line play. And I think I've seen people talk about quarterbacks that Lincoln Riley's only good when he has a good quarterback. And it's like, yeah, so was Phil Jackson when he had good players. And so was Bill Belichick when he had good quarterbacks. Like, yeah, good coaches are good with good players in part because they help those good players be good. Whatever.
It's a point well taken.
Like Maava's the worst quarterback he's ever had as a starting quarterback. He needed to go out and get John Mateer from Washington State. He didn't. John Mateer was always only going to Oklahoma, and the transfer portal didn't have any good quarterbacks. Miller Moss might be the second best quarterback in the transfer portal, and he was.
That's a problem.
And well, I guess what's his face that went to Miami from Georgia?
Carson Beck.
Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? Like Lincoln Riley is not great. He's also not horrible, but the fact that he's not great and not horrible is sort of this problem because
you can't
like
be in the middle there when you're
Yeah.
making $11 million a year, I guess.
And have a buyout
and an
of
80 million
literally
buyout. Yeah.
a
That's what I was
buyout
gonna
of
say.
$1 billion.
Yeah,
It's insane.
The issue here is that part of it is that the cows are coming home to roost. Sorry, the chickens are coming home to roost.
Yeah, I don't think cows roost.
That's
This is
fine. It
That's a
doesn't
very
matter.
my mother thing.
With that much money, you can afford
Yeah,
cows.
yeah.
How about roosters? Do roosters
The
roost?
roosters coming home to
Roosters.
roost. Yeah.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
The Clay Helton of it all is that USC, he left the cupboard at offensive line bare. And the 2022 team that Lincoln Riley brought in, inherited, happened to have a bunch of COVID senior NFL level offensive linemen who were able to come in and create a solid base for Caleb Williams to succeed. Behind
Screw that guy.
those COVID seniors, there was no one. There was not even there were a bunch of extremely low rated 3-star projects that didn't work out and that USC came together and just didn't have anybody there. So Lincoln Riley arrives, and I don't think he recognizes the level of problem that he has with his offensive line because he fills gaps in the transfer portal, but those are temporary gaps. Those are 1 or 2 year gaps. He isn't game planning for what year 4 is going to look like when you didn't have time to recruit a bunch of offensive linemen in 2020 for the class of 2022. And so you're sort of catching up by recruiting some better offensive linemen in 2023. You miss out on every big target that you have from 2022 to 2024 on the offensive line. And then suddenly you're left with an offensive line that is full of guys who might be good in a year, but you're depending on being good now. And you whiffed on some transfers, and you whiffed on a transfer that wasn't eligible. And you're just in a position now where your offensive line is your potential Achilles heel. And there's a possibility that the guys that you brought in 2023 turn out to all be really good and that they provide a support, but you're winging it because they're too young to know for sure that they're going to be good.
Who are we more upset that you lost as the SC fan? Because I've heard you say a lot of bad things about Bear Alexander, but now in the last week I've heard, oh my God, Oregon got Bear Alexander, and now he's going to be a big contributor in Oregon.
No.
Versus
Hold on,
the
hold
offensive
on, hold on.
lineman whose name was Pregnon.
It's
Emmanuel Pregnon
Pregnon.
is
It's him with the bullet, right?
times
Yes.
more
A million
of
times over,
loss.
right?
Here's the
Tell
thing.
me the Bear stuff, because
hold
now it's
on.
coming around the other way.
No.
Clear this up for me.
Bear is
Because I
very
thought
talented.
Bear sucks.
No,
Pregnon-
Bear is very
I thought Bear is
talented. Bear's
a
a
loser.
head case.
Giant loser head case, right?
Yes.
Pregnon is very good. 100% he will be very good at Oregon. Bear Alexander is either going to be an All-American or he's not going to play. That's the thing about, like, Bear Alexander has All-American potential.
Where is he now?
Oregon. But he's a head case, and so, like, if there's anyone that can make him an All-American, it's Oregon, because they have great defensive line play and all great coaching and all that kind of stuff. But also he's Bear Alexander, and he's been a head case everywhere.
There's
he's
a
gone.
reason he's changed. USC was his longest stint since he was a freshman in high school.
He's been in like 7 schools in 8 years or something like that.
Yeah, no, we've seen
So,
guys. Okay, that's what I thought. I knew you guys were going to be.
He could be really good, and that'll be super annoying. But
We'll
like,
find out
Yeah.
in 2030.
If he looks like Warren Sapp, then yes, it's gonna suck.
I got you.
There's other Bear news. BYU just named their starting quarterback. His name is Bear Bachmeier.
Bear Bachmeier, isn't he a Hank? Is
Hank's
he Hank's
younger brother.
Oh,
And he has like a
another
brother named like Tiger. Yeah.
Right.
Tiger.
Yeah, that's good.
Anyway, what I love about Bear Bachmeier, I had never heard of him. He wears number 47.
That's crazy.
A quarterback.
Crazy.
Does he
Love
also
that.
wear
Awesome.
a
Love
neck
that.
roll?
Yeah.
That would be sweet.
We have
and even if it's hot, he should have a front muff.
Yeah,
we have breaking news, by the way. So let me hit it again. If it'll play it again.
Breaking news on a weekly
Godfather.
basis.
News just in.
You want to share the sad news with us for us Bruin fans?
Certainly. As we've been talking here, final score just in from UCLA. Women's soccer game. Tennessee 1, UCLA 0.
Bummer. What a shame.
Boo.
Bruins were ranked number 4 in the country. Tennessee number
shame.
6.
It's so fascinating because Tennessee
What a
can't pay their players because they're volunteers.
Good God.
Where's my rim shot?
Smackety-smackety-doo.
Michael, I actually love that so much, and I'm very happy for you. Very good job.
Really quickly, going back to this whole Bear thing, should I get my son into football?
Is
Because-
his name Bear?
Hugo Elliott Bear.
Then yeah,
I think I
No,
should. I
before
think
you put-
I
he
think I
has
should
to-
emphasize. I have been emphasizing his nickname as Bear.
I was going to say,
Wait,
you have
oh.
to change, like, he can't go by Hugo.
When's the last time he
He
went
has
to
to
Texas?
go by Bear.
You know what's funny? The other day, sorry, side note of my family. He came up to me and said, "Hey, Dad, can you start calling me Juice?" I'm like,
Oh,
why?
no, he's a football player.
I'm like,
Go,
why?
roll.
I'm like, Hugo. I'm like, oh shit, it's on.
I was
Juice
thinking
is
you-
a great
you could-
football name.
You could go to Texas and buy an HEB shirt.
stay on target. Godfather.
Nobody wants to be Juice. No. I know you
Mike.
guys are SC people, but
That's what I thought too for
May
a
he
second.
rest in peace.
But you know, you bring the Mexican side, the Spanish side, Hugo.
It's a
It's-
Lizzo juice. Lizzo juice, not Orenthal juice. Godfather.
Oh, we could go Bear. Never mind. Go on.
Godfather.
yes.
Give me your
Bear
just
Juice is a different podcast.
your surface level impressions of the Bruins this
We
year.
are close to Chatsworth, which is the capital of. Sorry, Godfather. Go
Stay
ahead.
on target. Godfather, give me your take on the Bruins, and then I want Rain and Troy to give us their take on the Bruins, please.
Very simply, Bruins went 5-7 last year.
Yes.
They got Nico now, and they got new offensive coordinator. It will be an improvement.
How could it not be? How could it fucking not be?
It will be.
How
I
could it
don't
not
know.
be?
It might only be 6-6. Might be 7-5. I don't think it'll be much more than that. But I see the Bruins going bowling.
I'm all here
At
for
minimum,
that.
yeah.
All here for that. Okay, so Rain and Troy, what is your impression of the Bruins this year?
Want me to read you my notes?
Please.
Michael, I want you to throw those notes away and talk from the heart.
We talked about this last time I was on the show. I feel like I know literally nothing about UCLA, other than Nico is a flawed quarterback with lots of upside.
Then Imaliala, that's what you're talking about? Yeah.
Hey, Nico. Flawed, but lots of upside, right? Like I think that's fair. I wrote they could be a pain in the ass to play, like they were last year. That doesn't necessarily translate to wins, but like, yeah, I think what the Godfather said sounds right to me. Like you're 5-7, you improve the offense by just getting rid of the enemy, and looking at the
Brado.
schedule, there's a world in which they start 3-0, 4-0.
That's a happy world.
Utah at home, not at Rice Eccles. That's always potentially winnable. Or you could lose that game by 30. Like you never know with Utah.
Absolutely.
I mean, the Rose Bowl has been Rice Eccles West for a long time.
You at UNLV, not easy, but also not impossible.
That team's even more changed over than the Bruins are this year.
Yeah, Dan Mullen is their head coach.
Yeah.
New Mexico at home, that you should win that. At Northwestern, that's Northwestern's chance to really get a Big Ten win, but also like it's not an unbeatable team as we've talked about before.
Certainly.
So like if you start the year 4-0, you might still finish 6-6, given the back half is pretty brutal. But
No doubt, yeah.
But I think you would feel good about that. You get Maryland at home, like there's wins there.
If they start 4-0, then I'm like, I feel great about Michigan State, Maryland, and probably, well,
I mean, realistically,
I feel great about 6, and then I'm like, well, let's get the bonus one against
Is there
SC
not a 6-1 in
Nebraska.
there? There's a 6-1 in there.
There absolutely is. There absolutely is.
I mean, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but you know, with the upcoming season, I've had a few national podcasts, just interview. They want to know about UCLA. And one of the main points I always say is something that Jake brought up, and I always give Jake this credit, is the fact that if UCLA goes 4-0, people are going to be like, okay, that's cool. But if they lose that first game against Utah and then beat the next 3, which they should, nobody's going to give it credit.
No one's going to give a
You have to
flying
beat
shit.
Utah.
You
have to start 4-0 to get into Penn State to get some kind of recognition.
Get the vibes.
Not only that, you beat Utah, you can lose to UNLV and people don't care.
That's sort of true, but
kind of. I see a lot of people that are saying that.
Not completely, but like,
yeah,
you can withstand losing at Michigan State if you beat Utah in week 1. Like
the only thing about that is that
does set
I
the
have a
tone.
feeling UNLV could be pretty good. So by
They
the end
could
of the
be.
year, if they're
Yeah, that game will look very.
Yeah,
Well, we're just
it
talking
will
about
look very different.
If
by
Yeah,
the end.
UNLV
if
is
they're
in
good at the
Mountain
end of
West
the year-
championship game kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
It
yeah, you
means
could be
a lot
like, okay,
different.
they lost to a good team. If they suck, that's gonna be like that was a bad loss.
But we're really talking about
That's
the
only-
difference. We're talking about the difference between playing a marquee game that's going to be on national
True,
TV
true.
and a game that is like an afterthought in the Big Ten schedule at some point, or the afterthought of non-con. Even though that UNLV game is actually 5 o'clock.
For UNLV,
What's that going to be
though,
on? Is that going to be on a real network, Godfather?
CBS or CBS Sports
CBS.
Network.
I think it's one of the night games.
The
One of
UNLV
those.
game, I think I talked about this before last time I was there. To me, that seems like a game that Dan Mullen wins strictly because new head coach, early season non-con against a good opponent. Like, how many times has UCLA done that?
Are
Right?
they
Like,
playing at Allegiant?
No.
Yeah, it's at
Yeah,
Allegiant.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's
Like, how many
CBS
times did,
Sports Network.
like UCLA beating LSU, right? Like, or like newish head coach facing a brand name of some sort. Like, it happens.
Oh, sorry. CBS Sports Network, is that possibly Paramount as well? Side
Probably.
note, I hate all these goddamn streamings.
I know.
God damn it.
It doesn't specifically
It'd be
say
easier
Paramount,
if it was just CBS streaming.
Yeah, that'd be
I,
good.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Then
It's
Hulu
just
is just ABC streaming.
Except that Hulu,
Right.
Hulu is getting folded into
To-
Disney Plus or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
wacky. All right. Okay.
Always. Okay, I have a question
Please.
for the Bruins in the room. Okay. We know that Nico's coming. We know that Nico has the potential to be a really dangerous weapon for UCLA. The offense, who knows what it's going to be. I know next to nothing about UCLA's defense. I don't know who's coming back. I don't know if you guys feel good about the defense.
Well, that dude that had like 800 tackles was gone.
He is. But then again, nobody knew his name before the season started last year, and they literally manufactured him out of like whole cloth. It was amazing.
So Carson Schwessinger,
Schwessinger,
I
yeah.
actually
Captain
heard
America.
a Utah podcast today go, yeah, they lose Carson Schwanger. I'm like, come on, bro.
Here's the thing: is that me and Mike over the last year, we were skeptical last year after they lost dumpLin to SC, and then they're like, how are they going to man? I know. And after they're going to man, how are they going to get a defense going after they lost all the talent they lost that year that dumpLin was there at SC or went to SC?
Antonio Leone.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And then they managed to put together a defense that got better as the season went on, and had some guys like Carson Schwessinger really turn out to have huge seasons, and Jay Toye was there too, and all that stuff. So they have a cloud of defensive backs that there's so many of them. We think they're going to have playable guys. They have linebackers that are guys that haven't done it yet, but they all look like they should be able to do it. And then they have a bunch of tackles that look like they can play, although they've been injured a little bit. And so,
how
there's
big
a
of a
lot of
loss?
ifs, huh?
How
They have
big, how big of a loss is Jay Toya?
He's a huge loss if Gary Smith and Keanu
Siale-
Williams
and Siale Tabaki.
Tabaki can't play. But if they can, then I don't think it's nearly as big of a loss as it was. Because Jay Toye was like a game wrecker last year, and that was awesome. But they got three guys that are like 340 that look like they can play. And so I'm kind of confident they're going to be able to have a decent defensive line, edge rush notwithstanding. But it's like, if those three guys in the middle can be a big rock for them in the middle, then I think everything else is going to fall into place, if that makes sense. But that's kind of why I'm kind of like, their defense is not going to be the best defense in the Big Ten, but it's going to be a pretty darn decent defense in the Big Ten. And that's what I think they need in light of an offense that can't help but be a lot better.
The thing is I like what Malloy is doing. He basically kept in place what Lynn brought to the defense. And the big part of that was having an edge rusher. There's not a clear edge rusher. There wasn't a clear edge rusher last year. And then they moved Femi
Oladipo.
maybe a third of the way through the season, maybe halfway through the season, and he was a big impact off the edge. But there wasn't a Leatu Latu. There wasn't an Anthony Barr type of person.
You guys had the same problem that USC did.
But then they ended up with
22
manufactured pretty good.
sacks.
They ended up with a pretty decent pass rush at the end of the year. Like it wasn't smoke and mirrors. They had a decent defense at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, and it was
Effective,
and
but not productive.
it wasn't just Schwessinger or Femi. It was also Madrano. You talked about Toya. Well, Toya wasn't really much of a guy that got in the backfield. Toya was a guy that got double and triple teamed just because he was
He made everything else work.
Big space eater.
just a guy that just pushed through and had to be pushed back,
Great run.
which allowed stuff to go along the edge. But right now there doesn't seem to be a superstar, if you will, on the defensive line. But there does seem to be a lot of guys that are serviceable, have been in the system, know what Malloy wants, and are just freaking hungry. So
I think
It's
that's
very
fair.
funny because that's literally the conversation we were talking about USC's defensive line on our podcast today. The idea that there's a bunch of guys who are serviceable, but there's no superstar. If USC has Jakeem Stewart come out and be a superstar, that changes a lot of things. But one of USC's problems right now across the board is that USC is lacking star power in a way that foreign, I think, to most USC fans. Where it's interesting from the UCLA perspective, like Nico is a star, but who else? Like, where else is the star power coming from UCLA's perspective?
Well,
I would say the top 3 stars from UCLA would be in order. Nico, and it's weird that it's all on the offensive side. It's Nico.
and then
Quasi Gilmer.
oh, I don't have a drop for him. Quasi.
Yeah, we got to get one. And then Javian Thomas.
His nickname is Jet.
I love that.
So, but
Quasi Gilmer.
Yeah, he's awesome.
There's a
I have a
quasi,
picture of
Not
Malcolm.
like the second baseman for the Cleveland Spiders in like 1902.
there's a Quasimodo
Nice.
something.
He might be related to Harry Gilmer, who played for Alabama in the 1946 Rose Bowl.
There you go.
I can tell you
Was he a
this.
member of the
I can
tribe,
tell you this.
Godfather?
He's going to be much better than Happy Gilmore too.
I
haven't
resent that
watched
take.
it.
That movie sucked.
It
Don't.
didn't suck.
Don't.
It doesn't suck.
It
doesn't
sucks.
suck.
It
We're gonna
sucks, Jake.
stop.
It
Stop.
sucks,
Stop.
Jake.
Stop. Stop.
Except for our girl.
Stop.
Except for our girl.
I will say
Paige.
there's only one good Adam Sandler movie. It's Uncut Gems.
Okay, we're gonna talk about this in a few minutes.
what?
Uncut
Okay,
Gems.
be
Uncut
quiet.
Gems.
Stop. Stay on target. Okay, stop.
I am a fan of Punch Drunk Love.
Hey,
I do like that.
hey, over there.
Jake, we're having a moment.
I'm gonna put a sock in your mouth. in a minute. Stop. We have gone for almost 2 hours, and then we still have to do What's Brewing, which you're gonna get limited to 2 fucking minutes on the What's Brewing review. So we got 5 people here. The Godfather needs to drive home to his palatial estate in West LA, up in the hills. Literally, adjacent to the Getty Center. Okay, he's got to get home. This man, we've abused his time so
I'm
much.
good. I'm good.
Good,
Can
good.
I just want to say one more. I'll make
God
it,
damn
I'll
it,
make it
Mike.
super quick because you asked about the defense.
I have one more question about SC. Hurry up.
I think UCLA in the last decade has not had a good secondary. I think it's not
This
going
is
to
the
be.
year.
I don't think it's going to be spectacular, but it's going to be much better.
Much better. Just like the offense.
It's weird. They lose a lot of players to the transfer portal, but then they brought in a lot of key players.
Like
Key
18
Lawrence is going to be
18
a
new
stud,
cornerbacks.
but it's not. I don't think it's the players that's going to make a difference. I think it's Malloy and bringing back Demetrius Martin, who was just an absolute stud of a coach under Jim Mora.
Yeah.
I honestly think that the secondary, the pass defense is probably going to be in the upper half of the Big Ten this year. That's it. That's all I was going to say.
Thanks. Okay, I have one more question, then we're going to What's Wrong with You, and it's going to be a 2-minute time limit. You're going to be on the clock. Reign of Troy people. What is the record that gets Lincoln Riley fired? What is the record that gets Lincoln
This
Riley
year with an $80 million buyout?
retained, but has every SC fan going, F this guy, we want him out? I want those 2
Bring
criteria.
in Franklin.
Anything less than 8 wins
Okay.
has every USC fan saying, "Get this guy out."
I think even the 8 wins.
I
I feel like 8.
The 8 wins. Yeah,
They'd be like, fuck this guy.
9
I'm going
wins.
home.
9 wins still means losing 3 games, and people won't like whatever that 3rd game is.
Yeah.
Here's my issue. I cannot imagine a world in which USC loses to Missouri State and Georgia Southern and Purdue, or at least I don't want to live in that nightmare. But I think it honestly would take something as catastrophic as that in order for Lincoln Riley to get fired this year.
There is a $1 billion buyout.
The problem being is that it's not just the buyout. The buyout's huge. But USC has also invested an absurd amount of money in next year's team already. So I think that there is a world where, because the buyout is the size that it is, this year psychologically can be written off to a certain point as, the offensive line, blah, 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 blah. I think that the moment that this season turns sour, it will be less from the decision maker's point of view. The fans will just want it all to, go die. But
what if SC has a dream season like 4-8?
That is a dream.
I
Oh, God. I'm here for that.
So do they fire him?
no, I don't think so.
No,
4-8, they still keep him. How about 3-9?
I think
What do they have to be to fire him?
I think 4-8 and 3-9. Yes, I think he'd get fired.
Mm.
I think there's also a world in which SC starts 0-3 and he's fired.
Oh, my God.
that I
Oh
mean,
my God.
Because if you
Can you
start
imagine?
if you lose
Can you
to
imagine?
Missouri State, Georgia Southern, and Purdue,
Oh, let's wish
Like,
it's
cast.
over. It's
I think
over.
you should get fired no matter who you are as the head coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those 3 games. I mean,
Yeah.
give me a break.
Yeah.
But,
No,
yeah.
but
Like
no,
Georgia Southern at least has a pulse, but it's Clay Elton.
I
You know what
would
mean?
argue that in year 4, under what I don't care what circumstances there are, in year 4 of a coaching regime that's being paid $11 million at the top, and that they've invested a bunch more million to whoever. If you don't make a bowl game, you should be fired.
Yeah.
The problem is just that the size of that buyout, and then they can kick the can down the road and say, oh, well, we've gotten all these recruits that we've added, and we've gotten all this and that, and we've been upgraded with Chad Bowden, and they'll just I think in the background what they'll do is just they'll further strip Lincoln Riley's power, and it'll become more Chad Bowden's program than Lincoln Riley's program. But I don't think,
Wow.
I think it would take something catastrophic for Lincoln Riley to get fired with that buyout.
How did they pry away Chad Bowden from Notre Dame? How'd they pull that off?
Drugs.
Money, power,
And drugs.
Women.
Los Angeles, I guess. I don't know.
Cars.
I mean, you'd think Notre Dame has a decent amount
Well,
of money.
A front row seat at the Monaco Grand Prix.
Honestly,
I don't know.
But it's
there's,
like
I
a
think there's a
2-hour
difference
drive to
between
Chicago.
living in South Bend and living in LA. I think that's
certainly it.
probably
Yeah.
the biggest.
Okay.
Biggest sell. It's the same way they pulled Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma. Like USC has a certain cachet that draws people, and then you add in all the plus sides of like millions of dollars, control, LA.
Amazing, even with those hideous uniforms.
Even with. Godfather's dropping.
that was
Dude,
the
are
that was a
you
mic
drunk? Are you
drop.
drunk?
That
You're
was
drunk,
the
dude.
universe
Mic drop.
telling you what a bad take that was.
All right. Here we go.
What's brewing with you? You ask me. What's brewing with me? Yeah. What's brewing with you? What's brewing with me? What's brewing with you?
All right, I'm serious. 2-minute time limit. We have 5 people here. Michael, are you ready for what's brewing with you?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Going on, homie?
As a night owl, I just want to.
He absolutely is.
I envy
My
you so much.
sleep cycle has been incredible. We have a morning meeting tomorrow, Lisa and I,
Mhm.
at 8
Nice.
a.m. This is a problem because the last 3 nights I've gone to sleep at 6,
Jesus Christ, my school.
7:15, and 7:30.
Oh,
Power
my
through,
God.
bro. Power through. Just power through.
So there's a world in which I might just stay up for it. So I think I asked you guys, do I stay up for this?
Yes.
Or do I force myself to go to sleep super early? At
I have
like
a guy in the
3
valley
o'clock or
that can
something?
help you out with that.
This
I'm
is a
just saying.
36-year-old man asking if he should pull an all-nighter. I just want that to be.
Also, I'm a 46-year-old man who's jealous of this 36-year-old man.
Godfather, when's the last time you stayed up 24 hours straight?
College.
Yeah, right.
Yes, go. Hey, and
Correct
this is a
answer.
fucking guy. This is a fucking guy who has defended multiple people for things like murder and mayhem and yada yada yada. He didn't pull all-nighters during fucking trial, Michael.
He's like, it's 7 p.m.
Get
I'm
your act
tired.
together.
Gotta
Let's
have a
sample that.
bedtime.
Got to get sleep when you're doing trials.
That's right. All right, I'm sorry. All right, Michael, just write it out.
All right.
You're Kramer with the red light flashing in the window. Just keep on going, baby.
Chase that dragon.
Alicia, what's with you?
All right, Michael, cover your ears.
Oh God, this
I-
is gonna be about effing Taylor Swift, isn't it?
Go.
I think,
T-Swizzle.
I think I'm a Swiftie guy.
God,
Yeah, me
no, no. Oh, Siri,
So here's the thing.
you've been a public defender, but can you do like divorce legal stuff?
Taylor Swift is good.
Here's the thing. Thank you.
You just lost that case, bro.
Here's the thing. I don't listen to music casually. I hyperfixate on the music that I like. I hyperfixate on it. So, I happen to fall into a Taylor Swift moment, and it's a hyperfixation. I have listened to only like I've listened to folklore before. Didn't get it before. Now I get it hard. Didn't get Evermore before. Now I get it hard. I always like Midnights. I always like Tortured Poets Department. I actually, at the time that it came out, I thought everyone was exaggerating about their dislike of it. Let's go.
I want to play so much.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
but here's the. I have 1 minute left. Here's the level of my hyperfixation. I have watched her Eras Tour movie on Disney Plus. I have watched the Long Pond Sessions feature thing on Disney Plus. I have watched reaction videos, multiple,
Jesus
like
Christ.
4 or 5 different
Oh,
people
Penguin.
listening to 2 or 3 different albums, like hour-long things. I think I'm a Swiftie. Oh,
It's
I
okay.
Get it.
watched 2 different. I watched the Travis Kelce New Heights thing, and then I watched 2 different reaction videos, like watch-alongs with people watching that interview. I think Michael's gonna divorce me.
I think you're okay because you've already probably passed over the highest ticket prices you could possibly charge.
All right, that's enough.
You missed the Arrows tour, so I think you're fine. Like the next tour will probably be a little bit cheaper, and it's okay. And you're looking at a guy over here who's probably got like 17 Lana Del Rey songs he's trying to learn how to play. So it's like it's okay. I'm here for you, Lisa. It's okay.
Thank you.
It's good. Godfather, what's wrong with you?
I watched that podcast with
Travis
Kelce.
Yeah, wasn't it good?
It was sweet. It was very nice.
I found them charming.
Go Birds.
Very
Because
nice.
they are charming.
They are charming. Thank you.
All right, so let's see. I'll just take this opportunity to talk about upcoming football trips.
Let's go.
All right, so first one is just in 2 weeks.
Yes.
I can't believe it's almost here. And that one's going to be, we're going to fly to Salt Lake City. My wife is really into genealogy, and at the Mormon temple there, they have a family history center.
They don't even have to wear special underwear for this. It's good.
So we're going to do that. And then we're
Cold
going
garments.
and we're going with a cousin of mine
I love it.
who got one of his degrees at BYU. So we're going to go from Salt
Go Cougs.
Lake City to Provo, and we're going to go to the
Are you going to go to Neaters?
BYU versus Stanford game
Oh, nice.
on September 6th.
Yeah, I love it. And a rare BYU. Oh, that's the What's Bruin timer. The rare BYU Jew.
Well, he's not there anymore.
But he
Rex
graduated
Love
from there.
is
No,
Wait.
he left school. He didn't graduate.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now he's
Broke
at
the honor
at
roll.
Tulane.
That's
Yeah,
right. Go Waves.
Red Slav, got in trouble for.
Yeah, no, not Go Waves, at least in the
Doing-
first game, because they play Northwestern in the first game. But anyway, then the other big football trip is in October, flying to Detroit, going to see the sites in Michigan, like the Greenfield Village and the Henry Ford Museum and the Gerald Ford Presidential Museum, and then go to East Lansing for Michigan State UCLA on October 11th.
Go Bruins.
Nice.
Then this is going to be a big driving trip, and then drive down go to Louisville and see the sites there, like the Muhammad Ali Center and the Louisville Slugger Museum,
Woodford Reserve Distillery.
Downs.
Churchill Downs. Definitely do that. Maryland's into bourbon, so we'll do some bourbon.
Let's go,
showing.
Maryland. I knew.
There we go.
I love that girl.
Then on through Nashville, just briefly, quick trip through Nashville, and then on to Tuscaloosa, Alabama,
Roll Tide.
for the Alabama-Tennessee game. So that's going to be our trip in October. So that's what I've been planning, all the hotels and everything, getting that trip ready.
This
You
guy
need, you
does
need
it
to
all.
do your own podcast. I swear, dude.
He does. We were trying to get him going. It's
Yeah.
okay. Mike, what's wrong with you?
Really quickly.
2 minutes, Mike.
Alicia, keep that vibe going.
Thank you.
I've been called a music Nazi for my entire life, rightly so.
He's a
but
total
I
hipster,
now
people.
and I now stop calling me a hipster.
Total
I have
fucking
I have
hipster.
I have teenage daughters who are now into
That's right.
the modern era, and so I feel you. I shouldn't know who Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh my
God.
gosh, though.
I shouldn't
Hold
know.
on.
I shouldn't
Slim
know.
Pickens, baby.
I shouldn't.
The most, but honestly,
Slim
that
Pickens.
is Short and Sweet is the best album of the
So good.
of the century for me. Like it
It's
is,
so good.
it is a perfect album, start to front. Like
I love her so much.
perfection.
I want you to know my daughter-in-law, Haley, was a producer's assistant or something for the show Girl Meets World, and knows Sabrina.
Nice.
I love that.
Dude, Sabrina.
I gotta
Billy,
talk to you about Megan then.
Chappelle,
She loves that show.
All of them. All of a sudden, I know these songs, so I
Amazing.
get it. Also, by the way, my daughter. I lived on SNL growing up. My daughter is introducing me to SNL. My God, if you have a chance, go check out SNL Domingo. Amazing. Anyway, my
Yes.
quick what's brewing. So the kids and I, we love going to the movies. We saw Superman. We absolutely loved it. Punk rocker is our absolute jam. Turn this off.
We have
Yes,
this.
so
And I'm talking about
Yes.
punk rock, and you're bringing up country music to me. God damn it, Jake. So
Mike, hurry
anyway,
up.
but we finally saw Fantastic Four after a couple's illnesses, blah blah blah, whatever.
Any good?
I liked it. I did like it. Everyone's saying it's the best Marvel movie. I wouldn't say that, but I do like how I like the world that they created for it.
Fair enough.
And so the whole time I'm waiting to see how are they going to introduce us to the MCU. Did not until 5 seconds in a
At the end?
post-credit scene.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what?
It works for you?
You could have done this, and you could have made that the movie. But I appreciate what's going on. Pedro Pascal. If I was gay, I'd be all about that guy. Like
Wait,
he'd
you're
be
not
my,
gay?
I would.
Not that there's anything wrong with
yeah,
that.
not that
there's anything wrong with that.
My father's gay.
My father's gay. But Pedro Pascal has supplanted
I'm right there with you, buddy.
Edward Norton as my dude crush.
Yeah.
Guy is absolutely killing it. I can't wait from The Mandalorian. The Last of Us is just an absolutely dope show. I absolutely love it.
Godfather loves that show too, right? Didn't you watch that?
I stopped watching when they killed off the main guy.
Oh, spoiler alert!
Wow.
Godfather. Son of a bitch!
Wow.
Oh my God! How could you
Wow.
say that?
Knew that.
Spoilers.
No, I haven't.
Sorry.
right.
You can cut that from the podcast.
We cut nothing.
It's
been
know
out
what?
for at least
It's
a year.
almost-
The
no,
thing
no,
about
no.
that show is that
It's been out for a year, and the video game has been out for
Yeah.
much longer than that.
Stay on
exactly.
target.
Well, that's the thing. I never played part 2.
Oh, okay.
And so I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
I did hear about it, but no, that's the thing. It was based off a video game, which and that was one of my favorite video games because the story was amazing. You can't play it at night. It scared the
No.
crap out of me. Like there were times it was like dark, something happened. I'm like, fuck this. I'm down. I'm out. I can't do this.
I can't
It
play
was
it
a
at all.
mind fuck. The game itself is insane. But anyway, that's my what's brewing. Jake, go.
Thank you. I was about to get to the chopper, but I didn't have to. I was looking for it. I'm
I
fucking
saw
looking for
you.
it.
I saw
I'm
you.
looking for it.
I saw you, bro.
I got really quick take. Okay, look. Mike references it before. I'm just going to say this. If you're a person who doesn't like Adam Sandler, there's no reason to like Happy Gilmore 2. If you're a person who didn't like Happy Gilmore, there's no reason for you to like Happy
If you're
Gilmore
a
2.
human, you shouldn't like Happy
That's
Gilmore.
absolutely not true, though. And all I'll say is this: I watched it accidentally at a family gathering last week over the weekend.
did you fall
I
into
was
it?
not going to watch Happy Gilmore 2. I had no interest in watching it whatsoever. But then my brother-in-law, Scott, the everlasting, 50-year-old frat boy that he is, said, hey, we got to watch this because I watched it and I thought it was fun. I was like, okay, fine. So I watched the movie. Look, this is my take on Happy Gilmore 2. And it is just the fact that if you don't like Adam Sandler, you're not gonna like it. If you didn't like Happy Gilmore 1, you're not gonna like it. But if you liked Happy Gilmore 1, it's the exact same movie with a nice little update and a nice little twist as Happy Gilmore 1 was. It's a dumb movie that's got really crude humor, that's got a lot of cameos. That's Happy Gilmore 1, and that's Happy Gilmore 2. And so if you're going to be, sorry, Mike, a hipster and be like, I don't like that, but I liked Happy Gilmore 1, I think that is a completely inconsistent take, and I'm going to stick by that until I die. And I'm sorry, Mike, but you don't like Adam Sandler anyway, right?
No, I do like Adam Sandler.
You don't like Adam Sandler.
What if you
haven't
didn't-
liked him at all.
He's not the great. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think he sucks. I don't think he's the greatest, but I appreciate him.
I will say this: Happy Gilmore 2 is the first Adam Sandler movie I've liked in like 30 years. And
Here's the thing. I did like Happy Gilmore. Like I really liked Happy Gilmore 1. This one added death, depression, and children.
I thought
and because
Sandler
I
was
worked
great,
with
he
kids,
had depressed.
that was rough. I didn't laugh for the first 30
Not great.
minutes, and then it started to get funny, and then it was just ridiculous about this whole kind of like parallel with Liv. It's like, oh, if we don't beat these new hipster golfers, golf is going to turn into that bullshit.
It's a silly
the PGA
comedy. What else
is
are we
so
gonna do?
strong. The PGA is so strong, Jake, that it's never going to die.
What if you didn't see Happy Gilmore 1? Do you need to see
You need
that
to watch Happy
two?
Gilmore 1.
You
do
absolutely
not.
don't because
You
they play a
don't.
lot of extra clips in Gilmore 1.
Okay.
Like it's not. Look,
Oh.
it's not Citizen Kane, but it's if you liked Happy Gilmore 1, it's
Absolutely.
perfectly fine. That's
As-
my whole take on it.
As an aside, just this is just because Mike brought up the PGA and all that kind of stuff.
I
Number
thought
one.
that was stupid.
No.
Just-
I haven't watched it yet, but here's
Uh-huh.
what I'm going to say. Everyone should go watch the F1 movie.
Oh yeah.
But if you
I
like
haven't yet.
if you like F1, go in taking all of your knowledge about F1 and throw it out the window.
Yeah, don't.
Everything
it's a
you
movie.
know about the
It's
reality
like watching
of
Days
F1,
of Thunder, right?
get rid of it. But the F1 movie,
It's
absolutely
it's Brad Pitt.
It bangs.
electric.
I-
Electric.
I had low expectations, and it was
It was one
Very
of my
good.
one of my
I would say
favorite
too.
viewing
I heard the
experiences of a
videography,
long time.
the video direction was fucking amazing.
Incredible. The
It
sound, the
starts-
sound design.
the
The-
first 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
Immigrant Song in its entirety.
Let's
oh, it's
go.
so good. Oh,
I'm all for that. All right, good.
Damn.
Guys,
adrenaline.
It's so weird.
did-
All of a sudden, because of this, my son is into F1. I'm like, and I got
F1.
Sling. I just moved. I got Sling.
Yeah.
F1 channel. I just brought
There
it
you
to
go.
his attention. I was
Let's
like,
do it.
let's see some racing. And I was 10 minutes into it. And I was like, oh, he's bored. I was gonna change it. He goes like, whoa, Dad, hey, hang on. This is cool. So now I'm trying to explain F1, what all this means. Yeah. So like,
Next
I
thing
got
you know,
a
you're gonna
little
have a
guy
video
who's with
game
me
and
right
a
there.
racing rig.
Right?
Like
oh,
we do.
dude, Real Racing 3.
iRacing?
Stay on target.
Sorry.
Okay, after
Well, after.
Jake's getting annoyed, but I'm going to show you this.
Jake,
this
I know you don't like when people like the original movie and not the second one or stuff
Major
like that,
League
but
is so much better than Major League 2.
That's absolute bullshit. But I wanted to let I'm a big Night to Remember guy. Titanic sucks.
It does.
Wait,
It does.
what?
No, I
I know it's Michael trying to hit
Titanic is one of my all-time favorite movies.
I know it is, Michael.
That's
It's
I
okay.
was so confused.
All
Oh,
right,
this
hey
is-
guys, what's Bruin Show? Thank you, Godfather Jim Bendat, for making the trek up to the Northwest Valley to come be on my show. I really appreciate it, and you're welcome anytime.
Great being here. Great being with everybody.
Absolutely, Raina Troy.
It's been a blast.
Thank you once again. This is like twice in 3 weeks, and it's a thrill for me to have you guys on my
little too
airwaves again. I love it, and I hope you guys come on again soon. And then Mike, you're trying to show them the video, but
This looks awesome.
I'm busy,
though.
Jake.
good job. We're going to be back next week with our Utah preview, and we'll see how that goes. But we're really close to college football season, and we just gave you 2 hours of Big Ten, talk, and I think it's a pretty good pod. And guys, until next time, what do we say, Mike?
Go Bruins.
And Brandon, what do we say?
Boobs.
See ya.
The final word is boobs.
Thank you.
Go Cats and go Bruins.
Go Cats, go Bruins. Very good. Thank you very much.
Good evening.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
That was the What's Bruin Show.
Try us tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's gotta be in or out, Mom. In or out. Well, I need the door closed.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Dude, Rob, we play some ball on the West Coast.
The final word is boob.